Bow, what's going on, everybody? Today we're talking about how to grip a handgun, how to hold a handgun, and how to control recoil management like this. So if you want to learn to shoot like some of the masters, grandmasters, competition shooting, self-defense, tactical guys, you know, it's all kind of the same wheelhouse. Fundamentals are fundamentals, and we're going to talk about that here in this video. But first, I want to talk about the giveaway we're doing, and then I want to thank the sponsor. So we are giving away, I don't know if you can see it, some of these Core Essential EDC belts. They're what I sell on dsmgear.com. They're what I think are the best EDC belts on the market right now. So we're going to give one of those away for free. And all you got to do to enter the giveaway is to watch the full video and comment done whenever you're finished watching the video, and then leave a like. That's going to give you one entry. The way you can get a second entry is to just share this video to somebody, your brother, your sister, your mom, dad, friend, whatever. Send me proof on Instagram at Lethal Luke with 2 E's at Luke, and I'll give you a second entry into the giveaway for a Core's EDC belt. And we do sell these on DSM Gear if you don't get in the giveaway. Sorry, real quick, just to intervene before we get into the rest of this video. Yes, we're doing the giveaway for the Core's belt, and we're going to do it at 500 likes whenever this video hits 500 likes. So, of course, part of the giveaway is just watching the full video, liking it, and then commenting done down in the description. But I've been getting a lot of people asking me if I did the red dot giveaway, and yes, I did. I just want to go ahead and answer that in this video so I don't get more comments asking if I did that. I did give away the red dot. I'm in the process right now of working out with the person on where I should send it and whatnot. So I'm messaging with them right now. I am giving it away. I did do that. I'm just getting a bunch of people to ask me about that. So that's why I decided to do another giveaway, because you guys like the last one so much. So yeah, make sure that you guys enter in this giveaway, because it's a free belt, and all you have to do is like and comment on the video. So let's get back into it. Also, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Windrock Shooting Range and the Norseman Training Group. I'm on the Norseman shooting team. The Windrock Shooting Range is a shooting range up in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Go give them a check out. It's a great place, great environment, great range overall. Go give them a visit if you haven't been, and if you live anywhere in the local area. Now getting into it, talking about the first thing today, of course, is something as simple as the stance. So let me clear my gun. And the stance, I think the best stance to be in is something that's natural, right? So you have something that could really kind of fight recoil, and you can be super bent at the knees and lean forward, but then whenever it's time to shoot, each time you're going to have to get back in that stance of drawing your gun and then bending down, and it's just a lot, you know, whether you're talking about competition or whether you're talking about self-defense. It's not natural, and it takes a little bit of extra time to get down there. And if you could shoot a little bit faster while you're there, how much faster you have to be to save the time it took to come from here to here? You know, it's going to be tenths of a second either way. You might as well do what's natural for you. And if you're, you know, having to defend yourself and you're thinking it might go that way, you're like, hold on, let me get ready, and then, you know, I just like to do what's natural, and I think that's the best way to shoot. And you can get pretty damn good at controlling recoil. So stand in just a natural position. You of course want to put your feet, and I'll try to get some video of my feet in here too, but you want to get your feet just shoulder width apart, and kind of like just a normal, you know, ready to move stance. So like have your right foot back, if you're right-handed, have your right foot back just a little bit, just a regular kind of natural stance that you can easily move or fight that recoil if you need to. So from here, of course, everything standing still, that way we can naturally kind of shoot where we are. So clear gun, of course. The next thing we're going to work on is our grip, and I'm going to come a little bit closer for that. So with the grip, this right hand, you want to come all the way up with your knuckle and all the way up with your thumb. You come with the edge of your thumb first and kind of get all the way on the back strap of that gun, get all the way up, and then wrap your fingers around there like so that you're all the way up. As you can see, there's no room right there on that side. There's no room right there. There's no room on the back. There's no room on the back of the beaver tail. Everything is very high up and wrapped around. And then your left hand, and also keep this thumb up out of the way. Your left hand, you see this empty space that looks kind of like an L, you know, like an obtuse angle? That's the exact angle of your thumb right here. So you put your palm right there, and your thumb goes on this little spot right here on the gun. You know, a lot of people stipple ledges right there. Your thumb goes right there, your palm goes here, your thumb goes there, and your fingers just kind of go under that trigger guard and rotate forward. And so the more forward your wrist is, the more you can control the recoil. You can do the simple test. I mean, if you just have your hand like this, it's easier to push up than compared to like that. It's just more efficient to have your wrist pointed forward, especially if you're shooting a Glock. And a lot of people think it helps to, you know, point your thumbs forward. Even though I don't do that, it could be something that maybe helps you. So have your wrist kind of angled forward, and then the higher you get up on the gun, the better. You don't want to be pushing on the slide completely. You know, that you can start to have some cycling issues, but my hand is pretty high up there and aggressive. Even if my thumb's down here, up here, your thumb kind of has minimal play with it. You know, I could even shoot my thumb down here like Robert Vogel does, up here, whatever. It's more of these fingers and the pressure of your hand. So once you have a correct grip, you want to squeeze with your right hand, your trigger hand, as hard as you possibly can without shaking. So if you're holding the gun, whether it just be one-handed, and you hold it and then the dot starts shaking, back it up until that dot starts to become a lot more steel. And then that's how you know that's how hard you need to be gripping with this right hand. I don't like putting it into percentages because the human body just doesn't know how to understand percentages. Like, you know, if I say grip my hand with 70% strength, there's no way you don't know exactly what 70% strength is. So hold this as tight as you can without shaking, and while still being able to manipulate this trigger finger without moving your entire hand. Because even if it moves a little bit, which that's what we're going to talk about now, this support hand right here should be able to hold this gun still no matter how hard this one finger is pushing into it. Now, if it's your whole hand, that's different. But if you're gripping it correctly and tightly with this right hand, and your trigger finger is isolated and moving by itself, then it should not push it. Even if it pushes the gun over just slightly, which no matter how hard I slam the trigger, you can see the gun staying still. This hand right here should be able to counter that and balance that. So with this hand, you're gripping as hard as you can. I mean, this is like, you know, you just got dumped, or you know, a girl, you thought you was gonna go home with the girl, and then you get there and her ex is there and she leaves her ex with you, and you go home and you just, you know, you take this hand and you go to town. That's how you wanna use this hand. You just really press in with that hand, and this is what keeps this still and keeps this from moving. That's where you see a lot of shooting low left. That's where you see it start to stop, is when this support hand is used correctly. So again, my grip looks like that. I'm pushing in as hard as I can with this left hand, squeezing with this right hand until I start to not shake anymore. So from there, with the trigger press, of course, you want to try to push the trigger straight backwards, right? So you don't want to come over, you just want to pull the trigger straight back to the rear. However you need to think about that. If you're thinking about pulling and instead of squeezing, or squeezing instead, whatever you need to do to be able to move this hand freely without moving the rest of your hand, do that. It doesn't matter. Like me personally, I put a lot of finger on that trigger, and you hear some people say, you know, like, oh, that's too much, it should be with the pad of your trigger finger. It doesn't matter how you need to think about it or how you need to do whatever's comfortable, and let you manipulate this trigger without moving the gun is going to work for you. And you can start to do something as simple as shooting once and seeing where the dot comes back down, and kind of understanding where that dot comes down based off your grip. You know, if it's inconsistent, then your grip is also inconsistent. So there's something that you need to change about it. If it's consistently going up and coming right back down where it is, then you're good, and just work on speeding that up. So maybe a couple other pointers that might help people. As long as you have the correct grip and the correct stance, you don't want your elbows all the way pushed out, right? So I see a lot of people that kind of hold their elbows all the way out. Even a lot of people that shoot a lot, they push their elbows out. And then another thing even is they kind of hunch over, and they do, like, I call it the tactical turtle. You just kind of hunch your neck down and hunch your back over. And I mean, you see this a lot. Look how familiar this stance sees. You see it in a lot of YouTubers, competition shooters, everywhere. You know, it's easier and more effortless to just bring the gun up to where you are and keep shooting right there. I mean, doesn't it look easier, and it's just as effective and efficient? You know, you don't have to hunch your back over. It's not really helping with your recoil control, just hunching your back over like that. It's really not. So keep your arms bent a little bit. So if you can see, that's kind of how my arms are. Try to give you guys different angles. That's kind of how my arms are. They're bent just a little bit. They're not out. They're bent to where I can really push in on that gun from both sides, and then also get, you know, almost full extension. So keep your head, neck, back straight, you know, everything natural, just like we talked about earlier. Push out, don't have your arms fully extended, hyper extended, you know, just out to where you can really get a good grip on it and it's comfortable and you can push it on it, you know, use everything to your advantage. So I hope this really helped you guys, because I've had a lot of comments talking about or asking me to do a video on how I control recoil and how I shoot the way I do. Not saying that I'm, you know, a great shooter by any means. Yeah, that's how I shoot. So if you want to get entered in this giveaway for the Core Essentials belt, like I said, just comment done now that you're at the end of the video, and leave a like on this video, share it if you want to get a second entry. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bow!